Hey guys, I'm back for the third installment of my BT-7 build. This is kind of still a work in progress. I haven't really touched it since you guys saw the last video. Had a really crazy week at work, but it was productive, so I can't complain there. And what I'm going to be doing is doing a little more painting here. Something else that I'm going to have to do. You guys saw the issues that I had with the, minor issues I had with the fit. So I'm going to have to paint the driver's hatch first because when I get it in the hull, I'm not going to be able to paint it at all because I'm going to have very limited access. And so the instructions say the interior was painted white. So I'm going to be painting this little, you guys can see that, driver's hatch. I'm going to mask it with a product I've never used before. We'll get to that in just a second. But first things first, I painted road wheels and I missed a side, and I've got to paint the opposite side of the drive wheels. So that won't take just a second. I've got my color here ready to go from the ammo MIG range. But I am not painting it in 4BO. I'm painting it in, I talked about this in my last video, this 3BAU base protector color. And double check the pressure on my airbrush. Spraying it about 15 psi. That's where I want it. This won't take just a second. I hope everybody had a good week. I've been watching everyone's video updates, and slowly people are announcing the kits they're going to build for my Recce group build coming up in, just a few days here. Of course, I've already done mine. No surprises there. Everybody knows I'm building that 1/48 scale Tamiya Fiesler Stork, but that will be later in the year before I need to get a little more competent. So, looks like we're spraying good. This won't take long. Let me zoom in here for you guys so you can see this as I work. There we go. Use up the paint in the cut, might as well, right? So Shane, buddy, if you're watching, I'm loving the dial work that you did. I was just finished watching your latest update. Gorgeous how you layered the colors like that. You know, the different shades of brown and tan. Really nicely done, bud. Really nicely done. So, Norm, if you're watching too, bud, one of the things you'd asked me about one of the last videos is about the needle / nozzle clogging. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know if it's going to cooperate. What happens is the paint collects on the needle there. I'm spraying at 15 psi, so it's not really that big of an issue. But in a few more seconds of me spraying this, I would have to clean that off. It's just a build up, and I mean, it's stirred up good. Paint stirred up good, brand new paint. And I shook it real well. This one I have a ball bearing in, so stirs it up nicely. It just happens. It's not a big deal. Roll with it. So I'm gonna clean the brush out before I move on to this next step. And you guys don't need to see me do that, so I'm gonna pause it. Be right back. So I'm back, guys. Got the airbrush all cleaned out. Let me show you what I'm going to do here. So I have this driver's hatch. You guys can see there was actually two clear parts here that I previously glued with CVA glue. I actually used Tester's clear parts cement for the first time. I thought it was a little liquidy. It was pretty old. Right now I don't even know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. So I use this stuff here. Oops. I've used this stuff. I've had it for years. First time I ever used it. Anyways, so I digress. So I've got this hatch, And basically the whole thing's going to be painted flat white. And I may chip it up a little bit. I really don't know why I'm going to do that, because I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see, because the driver's hatch is essentially going to be opened at a 90-degree angle. So it'll be parallel with the ground. But there is a part of the vision block that needs to remain clear, that's right across here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask it with this product, which I have never used. Let me back up. This Microsol Micro Mask, which my understanding is very similar to the Humbrol Maskol, and I think Rebel has a similar product. Never used it as well, so I'm gonna have to get on the geek goggles and paint this on. I've got a brush, and my understanding is that water will dissolve it. So let me get my geek goggles on here. Take a look at what I'm up against. Zoom back out so you guys can see it better. Okay, so there's basically one oval block that I need to paint with this masking agent. And I'm going to first see... Wow, it's really thick. Oh, it's extremely thick. I'm not sure how this is going to go. It's way too much on the brush. Alright, that wasn't as bad as I thought. So I tried to thin it a little bit with some of this water, and I'll let it dry, and then I'm going to mask it. Well, it's already masked, of course, and spray the Tamiya flat white paint that I've got. Now, apparently there's actually two colors that I'm going to have to use according to the instructions. Granted, I could paint it whatever color I wanted. I'm just going off the instructions because it was easy and it was handy. And the instructions called out for where'd it go? Part of that vision block is painted XF1, which is flat black. The other is XF2, which is flat white. So I know I've got both of those colors. Just need to find them quickly. So that's X18. That's semi-gloss black. There's XF1. I know you were in there somewhere. It's flat black. And what else do I have here? Buff. I know I have white somewhere. I've got white. There it is, right there, XF2. Now I'm gonna use my Andy Badger paint stirrer. I need a more workaroom. Yeah, and it's not completely dry. I use this to clean. It's an old bottle of X20A thinner, the alcohol-based thinner from Tamiya. Oh, crap, look at that. know if you guys have looked much at the MiG, new Ammo by MiG product line. Some of it is a bit of a duplicate of the AK product line. Carlos and I were talking about this the other day in, I don't know if it was Hangouts or Skype. But they have some new products that are pretty interesting. One of the things that really intrigued me was he had a new aircraft panel line wash. And yes, I know, we can make our own, but I'm lazy. I'm not going to do it. Let me rephrase that. I'm probably not going to do it. You know, if I get to be, you know, some master builder someday, or when I get retired and I have more time to model, I may do that. But in the meantime, I'm all about the convenience products. So, sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call from work, had to take. I get phone calls from retail stores invariably, even though I'm quote-unquote off today. I still get phone calls from retail stores that I visit, and I have to take care of what they need. They usually just have a simple question or two, and that was the case here. I was actually getting a phone call from a Sears store in Midland, Texas, which is in the middle of a huge oil boom right now. The combined unemployment rate in the Midland-Odessa area is 2%, if you can believe that, because of the oil boom going on there. It's also improved wages somewhat down there, although my understanding is the cost of living is nuts. Okay, alright, so paint's ready to go. I don't know how long this stuff takes to dry. I really don't know how long this stuff takes to dry. I'm going to hit it with my airbrush just a little bit, just to kind of speed this process up. It's not dry. Okay, so I only need a T9C amount of paint to paint this white, and I'm wondering if I should prime this first. Really wondering if I should prime this. Since I have more than one type of medium down there, I may prime it. It's going to stink because it's just a little tiny amount, but worth it. Need something to hold it with too. Crap. Was claimed by the carpet monster. This little stick thingy I'm going to use to hold it, or maybe not. That's good enough, I think. I don't know how that's going to hold up when I start spraying it, though. This makes me nervous. Makes me very nervous. And another one, maybe it's stickier. Nope. Well, what do I want to use to hold this thing? I guess I just have to spray the one side. I'll use my paint stand. I hope it doesn't go flying somewhere. What do you think? I'll use a preventative piece of blue painter's tape. So, this is probably incredibly boring to watch since I'm working. As you guys see, I don't work at a very fast pace. So, I don't know why I'm going to do this. I'm going to prime it. And since it's so small, I'm going to tone the detail, or tone my pressure down on my airbrush. I'm going to take it down to 12. I just need a few drops of this Vallejo primer. That's it. That's all I need. Make sure I'm spraying. I am spraying. There we go. So I hope that masking stuff worked. So I gotta let this primer dry now. I'm gonna have to come back to that, I guess, and let it dry, although it won't take that long to dry. Hey guys, I'm back. It's actually about 24 hours later, and voila! Yay, complete! Norm's gonna laugh at me for my horrible French accent. So, yeah, I'm basically done. The tracks weren't bad. They were a little fiddly. They were link and length. They were a little fiddly. You had to pay very much attention to the teeth in these things. You had to fit them just right. They weren't all the same on each side of the track link. That took a little doing. The only thing that's left that I need to install on the vehicle is this driver's hatch that was a result of my fit issue, which I primed and painted into me a flat white. Even used my airbrush. Got to paint a little flat black piece here, and then it's going to go on the front, and then that's it as far as the construction. But here it is, guys. I have the finished construction of the BT-7. Let me zoom this in for you guys, so you guys can take a look. Very happy with the build. Of course, I built the one with the antenna, and I've noticed there's some greasy fingerprints and paw prints on this thing. So before I begin painting and priming it, I'm going to wash it in dishwashing liquid, let it dry. And while this is drying, I'm going to do something which I don't ever do because I don't like to do multiple projects at once. I'm just kind of OCD that way. I'm going to begin my first aircraft build, and which I'm completely stoked about. So, but here it is. It was a nice kit. I had some minor issues. Most guys did not. I think, once again, I think that's pretty minor. Gun barrel, of course, elevates. Pretty happy with it. Beautifully designed kit from Tamiya. As I've said before, I certainly recommend this to anyone looking for an interesting armor subject, and of course with Tamiya quality, and it's, by the way, and this is a new kit, guys, so it's it was a lot of fun to build. And so I'm not going to ramble on and on about it. You're going to see some more updates, obviously, because I've got a ways to go. I still got to paint and weather it, and I haven't figured out how much I want to weather it yet. So if I'm going to do this as an early war vehicle or maybe even a pre-war vehicle, haven't made that determination yet. So, but thanks again for tuning in, guys, and everyone have a great day.